Hello, everyone. So let me go through the questions, answers, and rationale for the practice exam um, that you took today in class. And this is how I'm going to really go over all the exams in the class. So first question is, excuse me, related to Heinz's dilemma. It highlights an important ethical conflict. What's one example in which this conflict is presented in the case? So I asked you, and it's important you do this, what are the most important words and terms in the stem of this question? The stem is in bold. The roots, do I have that right? Stem roots. Just work with me on this one. The question is in bold. All the potential answers are A, B, C, D, but what is really important? And you're always going after the ethical issue. So there are four potential answers, but the first thing is, what is the important ethics conflict? What's the ethical issue with Heinz's dilemma? So you have to understand what that is. It's in your notes. We talked about that. And that is a conflict. But the conflict is between intention and action. That's what really the primary issue is, and it is a conflict, the conflict that Heinz had. So which one of these four really suggests that, emanate that? The answer to the question. So first, I'm going to share the correct answer, or the correct answer that really connects to the question, which is, what's the important ethical conflict? And that's D. Heinz wanted to help his wife. That was his intention, but he had to break the law to do so. His action was illegal and unethical. So that's the conflict. Now, if you look at A, B, and C, if Heinz had $2,000 to drug her, still might not have allowed him to have the drug to aid his wife. We don't know that. Might it be a conflict? Yeah, it is. Is it the ethical conflict and the dilemma? No. B, the druggist should benefit from his work and effort and therefore should not accept any amount less than he plans to charge. That statement probably is a true statement. Okay, so it's a true statement, but it does not connect to the ethical conflict. C, the druggist was completely unethical in denying the drug solely because he wanted to make a profit. Heinz's actions were perfectly reasonable considering the situation. Might that be a true statement? Yeah. Is it the conflict coming from Heinz's dilemma? No. So what you have here are four potential answers. D really highlights the conflict in Heinz's dilemma. So you have to understand that. And so in the rationale, you really need to make the case that, including using the terms, that intention and action is really the conflict here. Has to be in here somehow. Now, how you do it, it's really up to you. But that really highlights this response. Now, you see what I've sort of done in this? I've written all over this, right? I put the words conflict, intention, action, true. I invite you to do this during your exam to really sort of get into it. Now, you still want to be able to choose the right answer. You still want to be able to put a justification in here. It's a short justification, but a justification regardless. Okay, so let's go to the second. Let's go to the second question here. Oh, that didn't work out well. Okay, well, let's just go to the second question. Second question, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it's a case of Betty, 38-year-old woman. She is getting treated for a variety of different ailments. But the issue here is really about autonomy and consent, and a challenge with her mother. She is, her mother is voicing, literally being her voice, but at the same time, through the case, it becomes known that Betty can speak for herself. Now, she might not be able to speak. She can nod her head. She can indicate certain things, but she has the autonomous right. So the question, last paragraph, that Dr. Brown has asked you, a member of the ethics committee, whether she may ethically disregard the mother's wishes and follow the daughter's intermittent request for pain medication. If you believe that pain medication should be administered, whose autonomy is being respected? And really, the autonomy in the case here, I'm going to just, how do I do this? Who's being respected, of course, is that of Betty. Betty's autonomy is being respected. Let me just do this, sorry. Okay, good. Hopefully that worked. Betty's autonomy is being respected. That's a little bit weird. So that, what I would invite you to do in this case is really sort of underline, highlight what is happening here, what really makes sense and what doesn't make sense. And so Betty's autonomy is the one that's really being respected, especially if the pain medication should be administered. It's not the physician's autonomy. It's really not her mother's autonomy, but you have to indicate that in the case, right? And this is what so you want to put down Betty can make choices, and therefore, she can ask for pain medication, however you want to word it. But what the rationale does is it points to the answer. Okay, so practice exam. What I'd ask you to do is you have to have an understanding of the ethical issues, but you're going to have to be able to apply it directly, fairly rapidly during this exam. And so the rationale is important, but how you tackle the questions by underlining, highlighting really helps. I hope this is not a mess, but it's sort of looking like one. If you do have questions, let me know, of course. And hope this was helpful. Thanks very much, everyone.